Hey, good morning, Creekers, and happy Wednesday. Matt Brennan coming to you with another one of our Fruit of the Holy Spirit devotionals this morning. A great theologian once asked, "What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more."
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more.
Here's hoping they don't take down our content off of YouTube for using that song. Today we're continuing to look at the fruit of the Holy Spirit, which simply goes into in Galatians chapter 5, says, whatever you are rooted in, that's what you're going to produce in your life. And we talked about this yesterday. If you are rooted in the world, then you can expect to produce anger and jealousy and rage. And if you chase after all that this world has to offer, it's going to affect your character. It's going to affect what your life produces. But the fruit of the Holy Spirit, meaning if we are rooted in the person of Jesus Christ, when our pursuit is kingdom-minded, we're going to produce the fruit of the Holy Spirit. We're going to produce supernatural characteristics that only come when you are allowing the Holy Spirit to work deep within your heart and your life. The first thing it mentions in Galatians chapter 5 when it comes to the fruit of the Spirit is the fruit of the Spirit is love. And it's interesting because there are theologians who have proposed that what if all of the other fruit of the Spirit is simply just love? What if the verse ends there and it's really only saying the fruit of the Spirit is love, and all of the other words that it describes in Galatians chapter 5 are simply giving a definition of love? All of the other fruit, joy, peace, patience, that is just an expanding upon a definition of love, saying when you love, then you will have joy. When you love, then you will have peace. When you love, then you will be more patient and more kind. I think there's some grounding for this idea. We can actually find it in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13 begins off just saying, if I speak in tongues of men or in angels, but I do not love, then I'm nothing. I'm useless. And then it goes on to describe love, saying that love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, it does not boast, it's humble, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. The love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes. Love never fails. It's amazing because none of God's descriptions of love describe this warm and squishy emotion. Instead, all of God's descriptions of love seem to be choices that we have to make. A choice to be patient when you're feeling irritable because you're trapped in the same home with the same people. A choice to be kind when someone else has not been kind to you. It's the choice to be humble and honor others, things that go against our natural tendencies and impulses. Love has to be our foundation, because when we love one another, then we'll have this joy and this peace, this patience, this faithfulness, this goodness. And so the question I have for you today is this: simply, are you living in love? Not romantic love, not flirtatious love. That's not what Scripture is describing. It's a choice, something that's produced when you center yourself in Jesus Christ. When you ground yourself in Him, then this Holy Spirit will produce this love for other people in you. This act of simply putting someone else above yourself. Today, what I want you to do is, when you have a moment, and take the moment now, is read through 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Simply look at these descriptions that it says in love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4, where it says, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast. Think through those definitions of love, and then I want you to read through it a second time. As you read through it a second time, I want you to remember what we said about 1 John chapter 4, saying God is love. Now, as you read this through again, I want you to replace the word love with God and simply say, God is patient. God is kind. God does not envy. He does not boast. He is not proud. He does not dishonor others. Say this about the Lord, because if God is love and this is love, then it's what it tells us about God. Lastly, I want you to pray through 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4, and simply pray that God would give you these qualities in abundance in your life. Simply looking at it and saying, okay, Lord, make Matt patient. Make Matt kind. You can pray it for me too, but pray it for yourself. Insert your name in there. Thank you again, guys, for joining us for these short devotionals that we're doing. If you'd like to be able to subscribe to this, if you're on our YouTube channel, you can click subscribe or click on the notification button for any time that we release one of these new devotionals or any kind of new content. Also, you can text at OSO Online to 81010. If you text that, we will actually be happy to send these devotionals to you. You'll get a text every morning at 9 a.m. with one of these devotional videos that'll go straight to your phone so you can watch it there. I know in the chaos of everything that happens, if it's difficult for you to find time to be with the Lord, let us help you in that. Let us walk you through that. Let us do this together and remind you who God calls us to be. Love one another. We'll see y'all tomorrow.